Kamala Harris is going on the Colbert Report to hawk her new book. It's called 107 Days. And I don't begrudge her that at all. Everybody gets to write a book after they lose. That's kind of like the consolation prize. I actually thought I read Hillary Clinton's What Happened, and I was a little bit on the fence about it. She seemed to not take accountability at all in that book. And I certainly hope that that's not the tone that Kamala Harris is going to take. Really, you know, they had $1 billion. The girl who did the woman who does the Call Her Daddy podcast says that instead of flying out and recording at the Call Her Daddy studio, they literally rebuilt the entire studio piece for piece. And this is what Joe Rogan said. Joe Rogan said that when they turned down the interview, they were like, well, you can come to her and we'll rebuild your studio. And he's like, no, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It is the dumbest thing you've ever heard. We know that the reason Kamala Harris wasn't doing these podcasts is because there's one guy, I forget his name, I'll try to go back and find it. He said he recorded a podcast with Kamala Harris and the interview was so bad, right, that he didn't release it because he didn't want to be blamed for Kamala Harris losing the election. And if you remember early in the election, there were all these rumblings that were like, why won't she do any interviews at all? What is going on? And every time I said that, people were like, well, she just started her campaign. She can't just be going out and doing interviews immediately. She just started the campaign. Gosh, give her a minute. And then 2 months went by and it's like, why isn't she doing interviews, dude? And the reason she wasn't doing interviews is because she sucks at interviewing. She is unable to interview in a way that is coherent or reasonable. Listen, the reason she didn't win the Democratic primary in 2020 is because people don't like her. And she was also a prosecutor. And I'm sorry, but if you were a district attorney at any point in your career, you are not going to be the nominee of the Democratic Party. Ever. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Maybe you should pick a different career choice if your goal is Democratic politics, because that's just not who we are. And she says she's not going to run for governor of California, which seemed to me, that's your best move if you're Kamala Harris, even if you have future ambitions for the White House. You go ahead and run for governor of California. You can probably win, and it's your best bet. Kamala Harris will never be the president of the United States. She will never be the Democratic nominee ever again. There's we've got a deep, listen, if we're going to run a competent woman for the White House, it's going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's the horse I'm backing. And in the event I can't get that, I'm Andy Beshear all the way. And in the event that I can't get that, I'm Gavin Newsom. And in the event that I can't get that, I'm Pete Buttigieg. And if the event that I can't get that, I'm recruiting Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen. But 587 people down the line, yes, we might get to Kamala Harris in the event that there's an asteroid that wipes out every other possible nominee, and I personally decline to run, then yes, let's go with Kamala Harris again and lose again because she sucks and everybody hates her.